Hello and welcome to Insights and Inspirations, brought to you by Finally Spoken. I'm Dee and I'm here to bring you a dose of positivity. Nothing can stop the man with the right mental attitude from achieving his goal. Nothing on earth can help the man with the wrong mental attitude. This was a quote coined by Thomas Jefferson. That being said, your mindset plays a very strong role in achieving your dreams. More often in life, situation changes that deters us from seeing the brighter side of things, the good side, our advantages. Sometimes life pulls uncalled for punches that just corners you into thinking of giving up. The notion of lack and limitation might be too strong that it sways you to abandoning your dream. But let me tell you a story about one such man that did not give up on his dream and believe in himself. There was once a struggling actor. He suffered a lot of setbacks in life. This actor was dealt a bad hand by fate from the moment he was born. Back during his birth, a forceps assisted delivery, he suffered a facial nerve damage, which left him unable to move his tongue properly, leaving him with a speech impediment, placed him at a disadvantage. As a child, he was bullied for this, and as an adult, this hindered him from getting acting jobs. His family life growing up was not pristine at all. The relationship between his parents was so toxic that it eventually ended up in divorce, and this caused him to act out more. In fact, he was actually kicked out of 13 schools. He went on to graduate high school at a school for troubled youth, then went on to college to study drama, but did not finish the degree. Instead, he went on to New York to try his luck on acting. To support himself, he worked all sorts of odd jobs, barely making ends meet. He went from New York to Los Angeles to Hollywood. At one point, he ended up being homeless, sleeping on a bus station, struggling to even afford food. He even sold his wife's jewelry, and when he had nothing else left to sell, he sold his dog for a meager amount of $25. One night, he saw an underdog fight of Muhammad Ali, and Ali went on to win that fight, and this inspired him. He went on a writing frenzy, and after 3 days, ended up with a script of Rocky. He brought the script to the studios, and they were fairly happy with it. They were ecstatic. In fact, they offered him $125,000 for the script of Rocky. But the actor, who really wanted to play the main lead and had set on himself that if he's not going to play the lead, he wasn't going to sell the script because he believed on the character and the storyline so much. He would not budge. He wanted the main role. But the studios rejected the idea because, as they say, he looked and talked funny. But his mind was set and would only sell the script if he could play the lead, even if the offer rose to $250,000 and then to $350,000. So even if during that time he only have $106 in his bank account, he did not budge. That was how much they wanted the script, but did not want to risk an unknown, unconventional Hollywood actor. But this actor had his heart set. So he said to himself that even if that was such a huge amount of money back then, but he was so used to the poverty that he could get by. So he bet on himself. He got his mind set on doing the leap. He said, this is it. And at the time he believed, and he did not let go of it. As he said, he might not get another chance as big as this, or so he thinks. So he rolled the dice, put his foot down, and refused offers. He was beating on pure instincts that it will make it big. Eventually, the studio caved. They gave him a small amount for the script and let him star. And thus, the hit Rocky was born. And eventually, the actor went on to star several other films, most notably Rambo. So eventually, the actor, with his fortunes up, went to buy back his dog, the one he sold for $25 when he had nothing left to sell in order to get by, get food. But the guy he sold it to would not sell him back. After all, this was Sylvester Stallone, the one and only Rocky. So this guy said, no, you can't have the dog back. So Stallone again offered the man $1,000 for the dog, a very huge markup for $25. But the man refused. So eventually, the man accepted $15,000 for the dog. So just like that, Stallone became a star, a legend. And even if what transpired after an astonishing acting career also had setbacks, but is still of your inspiration. So just like Stallone, believe in yourself. If it is truly for you, everything will fall into place. Work on it. You will be shaken every now and then, and you will hear a lot of naysayers. You can't just hush them. They will always be there. Sometimes it grows louder and louder. You might be close to believing them. But remember the story of Sylvester Stallone. Put your faith in that. Because if you're meant to play that role, you will be given that role. Set your mind to it. Bet on yourself. This is D, and that's your dose of positivity.